And my actual eyesight is there. The high drive, deep center. Go, go, go. We're out of here. We're out of here. Say ya, playa.
Just like they drew it up in Hollywood. Caladros, the 3-2. Swing and a miss! And the Audubon Green Wave have upset the Kingsway Dragons! And this is it for good! The Audubon Green Wave are back in the Final Four! A gold pile on their side!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to DW Broadcasting's coverage of men's varsity.
From our entire crew, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one, folks.
Haddonfield Bulldawgs, a team that we haven't seen before this year and in any year of DWB football. Woodbury, of course, is a frequent flyer on DWB, but here from a place that we like to call the Bowl or the Crater, just because of how unique of a place this is. No lights. They've been playing here at the same place for over 30 years, and it's a very interesting venue. You've got the track running around like usual, but also the fact that we can back the car up right to the press box and we don't have to climb any steps to get in here. It's a great thing, and it's a great place to be, and a great atmosphere for a good team. And Haddonfield has won all 5 of these past matchups versus Woodbury, but not without a fight. As Haddonfield, led by Frank Delano, he's a legendary head coach, and he's going to be working his magic to try to get everybody that they have, including their junior quarterback Van Lafakis, into some tough situations with the defense later today. Haddonfield's taking the field now, but I think it's important to note Woodbury is facing, after division realignment, one of the toughest schedules in the West Jersey Football League. They've got Haddonfield today, and then after Salem on Saturday the 14th, they've got back-to-back visiting games at Woodstown and Glassboro. Glassboro, of course, the de facto #1 leader in South Jersey Group 1, and then you followed it up with Woodstown, a team that knocked off Delsey last night, 14-13 in overtime on a blocked PAT that won the Wolverines the game. We've also got Willingboro on the 12th, Pensgrove on the 19th, and Shellick to close out the season on the 25th on the road at Pittsgrove Township. So, this is a schedule for Woodbury that, coming off of a 7-4 season and just a couple of years removed from a state championship, it's not going to be easy for Woodbury to get around these battles and these bumpy roads. But I think what Woodbury's got in the tank after just coming off of a state championship 2 years ago should be fun to watch them this year. But Haddonfield, like we said, they just took the field. Woodbury will follow them in tow, and we're going to have a quick break as we've got our national anthem followed up with kickoff here from Woodbury High, just about 11 a.m. here in Woodbury, as we've got our first of 4 games in a partnership with Woodbury City Public Schools here in Woodbury. We'll be right back.
All right, excellent anthem there by Miss Ewing. Woodbury class of 2026. Excellent job. And now, like we said, Woodbury won the toss. They will defer to the second half. And Woodbury, the team that went 7-4 last year, and we were here on what was my 18th birthday for what was the biggest DWB football blowout, 58-0 versus Burlington City. They won their first 2 playoff rounds by a combined score. I remember it very well, 87-8. But Haddonfield will start on offense, led by head coach Frank Delano, assisted by Mike Miller, Nate Engel, Bill Mumbauer, Ralph Shivo, my former phys ed teacher at the Mansion Avenue Elementary School in Audubon, Stu Holloway, Hunter Ifey, John Backman, John Constantino, and John Walter, along with team managers Keegan McCarthy and Ethan Bruce. Woodbury will kick this one away.
We look forward to a rowdy performance of halftime of the Clemensburg Marching Band.
Number 1, Jason Solomon, who was a big part of that 2023 Woodbury club, ready to go. Woodbury last year, 12-2, or rather 7-4 and 23. Ball is muffed on the kickoff and stopped at the 30. And the Thundering Herd will start out on defense versus Haddonfield. But Woodbury, 2 years fresh off of a state championship over Mountain Lakes in 2022. 5-1 in the WJFL Diamond Division this year. Last year, 2023, 7-4. Started out 3-0, but then lost 3 straight to Haddonfield, Gloucester, and Woodstown. Beat Riverside and Burlington City handily, falling to Woodstown in the semifinals of South Jersey Group 1. In the shotgun, quarterback Van Vakis hands it off to the right side, and immediately a big gain for Haddonfield as they get about 10 or 11 yards. Will be enough for a first down.
I think the difference maker in this game, both teams have won very big games when it comes down to it. Woodbury has a state championship, and Haddonfield always finished off with a good record.
It's definitely helping, with Haddonfield and their long history, especially under Frank Delano. Always a great sign. Here comes a handoff at the middle. Doesn't get anything there, so after a quick first down, they get stopped.
Leonard on the carry, grip, and come on the Clark.
Haddonfield started off their season with a 22-12 win over Burlington City at home in week 0. As here comes the line drive pass, caught by number 15, that being Martin Faust. That'll be another first down for the Bulldogs. And hold on, time's going to stop here. All right, so they're going to line back up. It's like no issues there. Clock will run again. Dropping back LaFakis. He's going to throw a pass deep to the left side. It's caught. Ripped to the ground. Helmet comes off. The helmet came off after the reception by the wide receiver 1, Stephen Kennedy. Stephen Kennedy with an amazing catch and then had the helmet ripped off on the sideline. And another big first down here as the ball travels up to the 25. Haddonfield playing up-tempo offense here, trying to put any doubts to rest in this first drive. Handoff to 25. Brody Leonard gets snuffed there, just ahead of the line of scrimmage, maybe about 2 or 3 yards. A very quick drive so far, just about 2.5 minutes in. We've already got Haddonfield on the doorstep of the red zone at the 22. Faust in motion. Drops back, goes to the right side. He's going to look for Faust. No, this is going to go to the end zone, and it's a touchdown, Bulldogs. That did not take long as LaFakis completes the pass to number 3, Mike Keenan. And Keenan is the first scorer of the ball game, and it's going to be 6-0 Bulldogs. Big drive there for Haddonfield after fumbling the kickoff return. Didn't get a great success there, but they didn't need it. They got a whole bunch of successful passes. And now this will be sent away by number 10, Dan Keenan. And the extra point is up and good. And it goes over the first railing here at Woodbury High School. And it only took 1 minute and 49 seconds for Haddonfield to get on the board. We'll be right back. 7-0. Bulldogs lead. Woodbury will get the ball back.
In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
Haddonfield and Woodbury now getting ready to exchange sides. Haddonfield will send this one away after a very quick touchdown. 1 minute and 49 seconds was all it took to score on a 22-yard pass to Mike Keenan. Handoff, or rather, kickoff return gets to the 39. Woodbury's number 9, Kadeem Woods, on the return. So it will be right at the 40. Good return there from Woodbury, but especially in the Group 1 scene, there's a lot of guys who, may not be kickoff specialists, but you see a lot of those kickoffs trailing more towards the center of the field. First and 10 from Woodbury's own 40. As senior quarterback Tim Holmes, sophomore quarterback rather, Tim Holmes, gets a handoff to Taylor. Gets about 5 yards.
32 and 50.
Yeah.
Holmes again hands it off. This one's going to be a loss.
Number 2. Very down with him. So, Bradley and Artis.
3rd and 6 from the 42. Holmes takes it from the shotgun. He's going to take this one himself. Dumps the pass off the left side. We've got a flag on the play. Let's see what the Whitecap has to say about it. There was a flag thrown from the far sideline.
More.
So yeah, Mike,
Sounds like holding on the offense.
Yeah, he has. He had fumble, right?
Yeah. Not sure what that was. All right, so third and they're going to bring it right back to the 40 here, and yeah, after the penalty call, they're telling them to respawn the ball, and they're going to knock them back. Looks like they're going to replay it here. Third and looks like 11 or 12 from their own 37-yard line. Here comes the handoff. Holmes takes it himself. It'll be fourth and mid-range now.
He was down for Woodbury. From around 35 yards. The run is still being used? Yeah. One. Four pounds of training. That's all right. Let's stop at this year, too. Yeah, I know. So,
They're going to punt this one away on 4th and 4. Now, high flying punt. This is going to go over the head of Faust. He fumbles it. It looks like Haddonfield will recover, but a bit of a muffed punt return. Haddonfield hasn't been the cleanest on those punt returns. They'll be setting up at the 19.
Could be first from 10 of Bulldawgs, but there are no things at all. What would he do these days? Just hanging out? Yeah. I'm a lot of shit. Players, point down,
Haddonfield takes over on their own 19. Doesn't get anywhere there. The Bulldogs lead the Thundering Herd 7-zip. Quick handoff here for Haddonfield. Spin move on second and mid-range. Doesn't get anywhere. And it'll be third down.
Been going. Still Cherry Hill? Yeah.
So it's 25.
Yeah.
Third down and mid-range.
Third down. We aren't at all anymore. That is good.
Dropping back, LaFakis with a pass complete. That'll be enough for a first down. First down for the Bulldogs.
By number 15, Morgan Faust.
Faust again with the reception. I mean, this has been a great game so far for Van LaFakis, who is, the junior quarterback for this team. Obviously helps to have a guy that you can lock up for 2 years, get yourself under control. Especially already with a 7-0 lead, you can kind of establish yourselves here. Still in the first quarter. Here comes the handoff. No, they're going to... It looks like LaFakis is going to take it himself.
Even more. It's great.
Second and short. And another roller out to the right side by number 6. That is somebody who's not on our roster. We'll have to take a look in a second here. All right, so number 6, Jackson Marshall, the 6'3" junior, taking that one on the rush. And from the 48, Haddonfield's own 48, dropping back on 1st and 10. LaFacus throws a pass deep, and it's deflected by number 8. And a late flag comes in on Marquise Taylor. We've got a very late flag coming in after the ball was dead. And some boos raining down. And Marquise Taylor had his hands up in arms. It's going to be a personal foul on Woodbury. Don't think I agree with that one. That is a I mean, he didn't touch him, he didn't push him. He looked in his direction. And he looked in his direction, but he you know, they might have just called defensive pass interference and not a personal foul. I thought they were trying to do like an unsportsmanlike conduct thing, but they did call defensive pass interference, and that gets them to the 38. Haddonfield with a boatload of herd right on them. They get about 8 yards. And it's second down, about 3 now after they regroup from that.
What's Florida 5, long and
Second and 3. LaFacus drops back on 2nd and short. Pass gets tipped and picked off. On the defensive line, something we saw last night in Woolwich. And it's picked off on the defensive line by number 55, Caleb Curry. I'm sorry, not Caleb Curry. That's number... looks like number 65, Camille Carter, on the pick there. I guess that's kind of revenge for the defensive pass interference call that Woodbury disagreed with. Now you don't have to worry about it. 4:19 left in the first quarter. So 1st and 10 from the 35. Handoff by Holmes. Through a couple of guys and gets right at the line of scrimmage. On the rush by number 1, it looks like. No, is that the 13 back there? Or is that a 12? Yes, that is Dale Thomas. All the way at the bottom of the roster. 5'8", 165. The sophomore class, 27. Screens to the left. He tried to do one too many crossover moves with the happy feet. And that'll be 3rd down. I mean, that's one thing to have a whole bunch of crossover moves like Kingsway did last night, but I mean, that's just one too many crossover moves, and he got swallowed up by the defense there.
I think the huge part of the game will be the defense. So what defense can make more stops, who can cause more turnovers, and turnover and downs.
Well, 3rd and 11. Holmes drops back. Looks like he's going to try to let this one fly. Gets hit below the waist. And the sack made by number 53, Logan Ray, the junior. That'll bring up 4th and long.
Yeah.
Great crowd tonight here in Woodbury. Well, this morning, I should say. Because we're just getting into it here. 2:35. By the way, an out-of-town scoreboard. Paulsboro is up on Audubon 8-0 early in the first half. This will be another punt. Second punt by Woodbury tonight. And, a huge late hit and a flag. Flags coming from all directions as Haddonfield gets pounded. I'm not sure if a fair catch was called, but either way, Woodbury will pay the price for it with Amir Arnold. And this is going to be a hefty penalty for Woodbury. I mean, he came in like a heat-seeking missile after the play. I mean, I didn't see Haddonfield put up a fair catch signal, but it's going to be a dead ball foul here. Referees are going to talk this one over as that was a heavy hit. All right, so that'll be on Woodbury. Yeah, no doubt there. I mean, that is one of those penalties that we like to say is clear as day. And Haddonfield is going to take this one over from a much better field position than they would have gotten on the punt, which was already good field position. They're going to spot the ball. They're still going to trot the referees out there. This is going to go past the 50 and all the way to the opposing 41 for the Bulldogs to start this drive. That's a mistake you can't make there. You know, you have to be conservative on these punt returns, especially when you're the team that's kicking it away. You can't just come out there like a heat-seeking missile and make a play like that. That's not going to reflect well. A flag like that obviously not only hurts you, but also hurts your team. It's 1st and 10 from the opposing 41. Handoff to the right side, gets snuffed behind the line of scrimmage on the carry by number 29, Kai Richards. Richards on the carry there, and a loss of 4 makes it 2nd and 14 from the 45. By the way, here from Woodbury High School, if you're just joining us, Haddonfield with a very early touchdown on the pass into the end zone from 22 yards out. They have not scored since, but Woodbury putting themselves in a tough spot after a personal foul. After the punt, we've got a flag. From the line of scrimmage, a high flyer gets broken up. And some late shoulder-to-shoulder action in the defensive secondary. But like we said, we did have a flag at the line of scrimmage. Pass broken up by number 8, Marquise Taylor, who's had a couple of impacts tonight. It's going to be a false start on the offense, but they did let the play run off anyway. 90 seconds left in the first. Not a whole lot of Saturday games this morning / afternoon, but for the ones we do have, like we said, Paulsboro leads Audubon 8-0. Along with that, Glassboro off to a very hot start versus Haddon Heights, 16-0 with still 6 minutes left in the first. .122 left in the first. Rolling out to the left. He's in trouble. It comes out. Now it comes out again. Woodbury, I think, has it. There's still a scramble going on. Finally, whistles are blown. The ball got fumbled twice. Yeah, the ball got fumbled twice. Oh, wow. Haddonfield will maintain possession and will be 3rd and long. That's incredible. The way they were able to keep that ball from being an issue. Got more flags on the play. Dropping back. It is incomplete. It's 4th down. Fourth down after the penalty.
This year.
There's about 45 seconds left in the first quarter. Haddonfield, for the first time tonight, will punt with number 33, Cormac Flanagan, the sophomore. The punt is up and away. Very nice spiral on this one. Dropping back, Taylor gets it towards his old goal line. Now he rushes back. He gets almost ripped away. He finally gets knocked down at the 30. And Marquise Taylor recovers for a great punt return there and helping Woodbury out at the tail end of the first quarter. I mean, they needed that. They needed a big help. And obviously it was a little worrisome seeing him pick that ball up at the 5-yard line at his own 5. But, I mean, hey, we'll see what happens.
It's smart.
Just joining us, Haddonfield beats Woodbury 7-0 after a great start to their drive. Fell flat and they ended up punting that one away. Woodbury takes over at their own 30. 27.9 left in the first quarter. They'll have time for probably 1 or 2 more plays. We'll see if they want to run out the clock to end the quarter. Here comes the handoff. He's got the room. He's got a block. He's got 6 seconds. It's down there. He's got a break. Touchdown at the 10. Down up for 70 yards. There are no flags. No, there is a flag. There is a flag. There is a flag at the 30. Hold your horses, folks. Dale Thomas went 70 yards to the house, but this might be coming at least some of the way back. They're definitely bringing this back in some capacity. Personal foul on Woodbury. But the touchdown is good. The dead ball foul. Okay, so the 70-yard rush by Dale Thomas is good. We had a 60-yard rush last night from Christian Braxton of Camden, and now a 70-yard rush by Woodbury to tie this game, or potentially tie this game up, to go for the PAT.
Despite the 70-yard rushing touchdown, there's been so many flags against Woodbury today.
There's been a whole bunch, and Woodbury's been on the receiving end of a lot of them. Dead ball foul called. They will go for the PAT to tie the game. It's going to be Fabian Gonzalez, the senior kicker, 5'8", 140. Number 19, he's got that metal plate in the back, covering up part of that jersey. But with 15 seconds left, Woodbury taking it to the house. With Dale Thomas, the sophomore running back, for 70 yards, getting a couple blocks and going all the way. As we said, dead ball foul, and now we've got flags on the PAT. Probably going to be a false start here. Those flags again, they're killing them. In addition to the dead ball foul that's going to be applied on the kickoff. Oh, offsides on the defense. Okay. All right, so. Now they're going to think Dale Thomas is coming out. Tim Holmes is out there. I think they're going to go for 2 here, which will be a little interesting to see what they do. I guess it's early enough in the game where it's worth a shot to take a gamble. And indeed, that's what they're doing. So Fabian Gonzalez, after the penalty, now going back to the sideline. And rush up the middle by number 9, Kadeem Woods, will be short. So Kadeem Woods is falling short there. I think it would have been easier to just go for a PAT. But now with 15 seconds left in the first quarter, Woodbury 6, Haddonfield 7. I just don't get that. I feel like you got to go for a PAT in that situation, especially since you made the situation easier for Gonzalez. But I guess if there's any time to take a risk, the time would be now instead of, later on when you're down by 2-3 points and you could have made that up with 2-point conversions. So a lot of opportunities to get much better here. So 7-6 in favor of the Bulldogs here, but Woodbury does get back on the board with a touchdown run, 70 yards from the first play from scrimmage of that drive by Dale Thomas. That was look, Woodbury's been on the wrong end of a lot of tough penalties tonight. A couple personal fouls, a couple pass interference calls. And whether you agree with them or not, Woodbury definitely needed a little vengeance to get back into this game here late in the first. And now they're cooking something in the kitchen, but 15.5. Left in the first as the kicker having some issues putting the ball on the tee. There we go. Is it going to stay? See, he's just looking back at it like, is the ball going to stay? Is it not? This is going to be kicked off by Jason Solomon. And now we've got whistles here. What's the ref doing here? Well, he just took the ball off the tee, and now they're knocking them back 5 yards. Oh, we got to... Oh, okay.
Let's stop.
All right, so instead of the penalty, we do have our first math lesson of the year, as they knocked off 10 yards instead of 15 on the kickoff. They'll send it away on a liner from the 25, picked in by by Faust. Rather by Dan Keenan. I mean, a line drive kick basically went right into his hands. And Woodbury will get back on defense. Haddonfield starts their drive with 8 seconds and a chunk of change left in the first. They'll have time for one more play before we'll go to break. And they will start the drive with a very impressive field position at their opposing 45. We didn't have to do much to get there. And eight and a half seconds left. Haddonfield 7, Woodbury 6. Handoff up the middle, has some room, gets a block, gets it up to the 35 on the rush by Brody Leonard, and that ends the first quarter. We are through one here at Woodbury High School, and Woodbury with a last-second touchdown, 70 yards from Dale Thomas, to not give them the lead and not even give them the tie, but at least get one step closer, as it's 7-6 after one here from Woodbury. We'll be right back.
Garden State Pet Center is an independently owned full-service pet store. Our specialty is promoting companionship between people and animals by providing the healthiest product choices available, including all-natural foods, supplements that support and relieve health issues, and innovative products for pet parents. Our goal is to provide our customers with a relaxing environment, and while we're not striving to be the biggest store on the East Coast, we're striving to be the best. No other pet store will make you feel at home like we do. At Garden State Pet Center, we view pets as members of the family. We don't believe in fast, high-pressure sales sales, but instead matching up the right pet with the right owners, as you are making a lifelong commitment. Together with our team members, we would like your visit to our store to be both enjoyable and educational. Simply drop in and take a look around. View the birds, reptiles, small animals, toys, food, cages, and miscellaneous items. Learn of the services we have to offer and decide for yourself if this is the store you'd like to call your home away from home.
Victor Santucci, owner of Garden State Pet Center. Visit us today at 226 South Whitehorse Pike in Audubon, New Jersey. We're open 7 days a week for all of your pets' needs.
Yeah.
Handoff of the middle gets snuffed. We're back here from Woodbury High School. After the rush by Keenan. Playing both sides of the ball in the secondary and on the rushing game. Like we said, Haddonfield kicked off their season with a 22-12 win over Burlington City. Another handoff to Keenan, and it's going to be stopped at the 25. They're going to stop the clock. It's enough for a first down, but they're going to spot it. And they'll let it roll again. Brody Leonard had 22 rushes last week versus Burlington City. 108 yards, 1 TD. And Jack McKeever, somebody who we haven't seen a whole lot of tonight, had the most receiving yards last week versus Blue Devils. So that's going to be a rush over to the 20. Be good for about 4 or 5 yards. Second down, Bulldogs.
Why is that? Down the little score and then have the bucket out and block it to top. Very nice. Right, everybody in the stadium is.
Rolling it out with a handoff up the middle. Faked us out. It'll be third down here after that one gets stopped at the line of scrimmage. Third and 3 now from the 17.
Nobody passed the wire on
LaFakis drops back. He's got room and it's picked off by Jason Solomon, who's got room. He picked it off with 80 yards to spare. He's still got the football in his hands. He breaks away from the quarterback, picks himself up to the 20. And Jason Solomon gets a huge interception for the Herd, and not just an interception, but one that goes 60 yards. You don't get much better than that. Jason Solomon playing both sides of the ball, tight end and linebacker. LaFakis went up the middle, thought he had room, and then Solomon comes sweeping in, and he took that one right away.
You never really see interceptions in the right zone go all the way down to the other team's right zone.
I mean, maybe not at this level, but yeah, that was a great play from Jason Solomon.
It's usually under like 10 yards, 15 yards. This one was.
Second pick tonight for the QB Van LaFakis. First was by the defensive lineman Camille Carter, excuse me. And then that second one by the linebacker senior Jason Solomon. And they get set up at the doorstep of the red zone. Here comes a rush to the left side by Holmes. He gets knocked out of bounds at the 17-ish. It'll be a gain of 5. Actually, I'm sorry, they're going to spot this. I think it's going to be around the 19, so it'll be a gain of about 3 or 4. Yeah, it's going to be at the 19. So 2nd and 7. But Woodbury in the red zone looking to get back on the board. They're early in the second quarter, but a great game so far here from Woodbury. Going back to the right side. Incomplete, intended for Elijah Young. Of course, Woodbury, led by a handful of heavy passers, Jaden Johnson, who is the senior wide receiver, went with 104 attempts, 1,182 yards, 17 TDs, 6 interceptions. Heavy rusher with another senior, Anthony Reagan Jr., the son of the head coach, who went 109 rushes and 1,145 rushing yards, 18 rushing TDs. Line drive pass is caught, spinning around is number 8, Marquise Taylor. And that should be enough. It was inside the 10-yard line. It should be enough for a Woodbury first down. They're going to run the clock again. There's our good friend down there on the near sideline, Kevin Minnick. Frenja.com. He's here in attendance tonight. Very nice to see him around here on the Saturday. He's been busy all week. He was at Gateway Haddon Township 2 nights ago, Woodstown Delsey. Now getting up bright and early for Haddonfield Woodbury here. And he picked a good game to go to. At least a better game right now than Glassboro Haddon Heights. Here comes the handoff to Dale Thomas. At the 5, finally gets wrestled to the ground.
Check. Yeah.
Right around the 6-yard line. One of the Haddonfield players slow to get up. Number 2, Stephen Kennedy. But he gets in there all right. And it's now from the 6-yard line. Woodbury on the doorstep of the end zone looking to take the lead. I mean, when Haddonfield scored first, it looked like Woodbury did not have an answer on defense. And it did not take long for Woodbury to come back and get right back into the driving seat of this game, which was something we were not expecting early on. Or at least didn't think was going to happen from the looks of the first drive. Thomas cuts to the left. He's going to dive forward, and he'll get to about the 2-yard line. So Thomas again on the carry. From the 2-yard line. It's up the middle. There's a swarm of everybody. It looks like it's short. It'll be 3rd and goal. Fourth and goal now from the 1. Fourth and goal, tries to rush through. Woodbury's got their hands up. Haddonfield's got their hands up. They're going to sort this out. And it's going to be a turnover on downs from the goal line. Stopped by the defensive line. And Woodbury is denied the end zone. Man, that's rough. Not what you wanted for the Thundering Herd there, but they do set it up from their own 1, it looks like. Guess there's an assistant coach in the stands as well. We're going to have a full start on the offense. Immediately saw that one coming. But hey, we had a safety last night too, so could go 2 days in a row with one. Camden or Kingsway let up a safety after their punt went through the back of the end zone. Now they are again back with their own 1. You can't get backed up much further than that. Woodbury gets a loss and they're in the end zone. They just tried to get out of the end zone by maybe just rushing it forward a yard.
He's still around.
They will get out of that jam, but still, if they don't get a couple of yards in this play, I'd say they're in trouble.
He was, he was a big basketball. Was he? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
2nd and 10, still from the 1. No gain on that last rushing play. He's back in his own end zone. Pass is picked off again. Woodbury with a third pick, and the third time is the charm. Woodbury's pass. Touchdown. Herd number 0. The Herd get back in the end zone after failing on the goal line. And that is indeed number 8, Marquise Taylor. The angle here made it look like his jersey was a 0, not an 8. So we apologize for that. We didn't see a 0 on the roster. We're like, hold on here. It's going to be 12-7 Woodbury.
Yeah, we're getting there.
A leaping pass caught in the end zone. How about that? Play in the corner of the end zone and a jump throw from the quarterback, Tim Holmes, to get that one through. An excellent play. 2-point conversion is good after failing the first time. And we'll go to a quick break. Woodbury back on top, 14-7, 5:36 left in the half. Thundering Herd lead 14-7 here midway through the second quarter. Some out-of-town scores again. Paulsboro leads Audubon 8-7. And Glassboro right now having their way with Haddon Heights 22-0 with 11:32 left in the first half. Really not much else going on in the world of South Jersey football because there's pretty much all the action was done on Friday.
Was a sponge. Listen to questions.
Low flying kick from Solomon, picked in at the 25 by number 20. Rather, number 28. Yeah, not sure who came in on that one. Some of the jerseys are all scrunched up, so that's why we said the interception before was number 0, but it was actually Marquise Taylor, whose number 8 was all scrunched up and taken in the bag. Haddonfield starts their drive with 5:27 left in the first half at their own 33. Handoff to 25. Brody Leonard, like we said, had over 100 rushing yards for Wellington City last week.
We'll not forget we had a push forward. He bought some down there, and then you did no go. He down at the time.
The 2nd and 10 after that rush by Leonard went nowhere. Now a handoff by LaFegas again. Once again to Leonard. We got a helmet flying off in the secondary, and now a late flag comes in. Stephen Kennedy's helmet came off. That flag came in from the backfield. They're going to call face mask or something. I mean, that's the second time. You know what? Stephen Kennedy specifically, that's the second time his helmet came off. He made a catch on the near sideline, and it's going to be on Woodbury. I mean, maybe his helmet's not fitting right, but that's the second time it's come off tonight.
There's been so many flags into Woodbury this game. It's been unbelievable.
Yeah, so with the face mask being called, I mean, just the penalties are hurting Woodbury right now. And it's not like it's a false start here, a false start there. There's some very hefty penalties that have been levied here in this first half. They're going to sweep this one back. And a big hit. A couple of Woodbury guys falling over each other as the carry by number 6. Jax Kennedy again. Or excuse me, I apologize again, missed that one. Jax Marshall, the junior, on that one, number 6. They've got all the starters listed on the roster, but for anybody else that's not on the starting 22, I got to go to NJ.com for that. And he gets swamped in the backfield by number 5, Samar Pettit. And this is going to be 4th and about 20. It's a great carry there, or a great defensive stop there by Haddonfield up on Woodbury. So brings us with 3.5 minutes left in the half, and Haddonfield with a lot of work to do here.
Yeah.
Dropping back on 3rd and long. He finds room, passes it just before the line of scrimmage, gets broken up. 4th down. Looks like they're going to bring out the special teams unit here.
Going to be good grab here for the Bulldawgs, and they'll be fine.
Haddonfield will punt. Punter back at their own 29, line of scrimmage at the 41. And a high-flying punt by Cormac Flanagan. This is going to bounce all the way back inside the 10. They're waiting for it to stop, and the whistle is blown around the 10-yard line. So a paltry field position to start the drive for Woodbury. But at least with a 7-point lead, they can get something going. Haddonfield changing some things up late on defense. There's people jumping all over the sideline. Now they're going to pass it over. He gets hit. He's still on his feet. And a shove going somewhere. They're sorting all that out with a pass to the left side for Taylor on the screen. No, called by Woodbury. And we'll be right back after this break. 1:51 left in the half. Under 2 minutes left in the first half. And that's going to get stopped. Woodbury already had a bad return. Now clock can stop here. Another timeout called. I'm not sure who called that timeout.
I think it was one.
All right. It sounds like Haddonfield called that timeout, so they'll have 2 remaining. 14-7 here late in the second half. Don't forget, on Friday night, September 13th, we travel over to Voorhees for a battle between the Vineland Fighting Clan and the Eastern Vikings. And we'll be back here next Saturday, September 14th, between the Salem Rams and the Woodbury Thundering Herd for our second of 4 games in partnership with Woodbury High School. Again, big thanks to Anthony Reagan, Anthony Browning, and the entire Woodbury crew for having us out here this year. We'll be covering all 4 of their home games versus Willingboro, Pensgrove, the one you're watching right now with Haddonfield, and Salem next week. Haddonfield again scrambling to make their formations known on defense. There's a handoff back on their own 4. It's going to get knocked out. So it'll be 4th down and midway for the Herd, although they do move up to 12 after getting knocked all the way back to their own 4 at one point during this drive. Even if they don't score here, they do receive the ball to start the second half. They will punt. Their 3rd punt of the night. This time not as successful. This is going to roll out at the 20, and that's not what you wanted with 90 seconds left in the half. It was a bad punt. It wasn't muffed or anything, just didn't get a good angle on it from Gonzalez, and they'll take this one over with 1:29, and I think their drive is going to start in the red zone, and it will. Yikes. That is not what you wanted for Woodbury, although Haddonfield now has a great opportunity to go into this halftime break in a tie game.
Yeah.
Got a man in motion, hands it off to Keenan. And he gets knocked down. Haddonfield started their drive on the 14-yard line. Hand off again to Dan Keenan. Now under a minute left in the half. Time's going to get called with 54-7. And timeout. Bring up third down. Timeout called, it looks like by Haddonfield. All right, so timeout called by the Bulldogs. We will stay on the air.
Sure. Good job.
By the way, another out-of-town score update. Hillsborough now leads Audubon 14-7.
You will Kirk out. She's an All-American. Caitlin Green, All-American. Now,
3rd and 7 here for the Bulldogs in the red zone after they started their drive in the red zone. Thanks to a bad punt. LaFegas goes out. He's got room on the left side. He somehow finds a gap in the defense. He gets leveled at the 5. Gets hit hard by Samir Pettit. And now they'll go to the left hash from the 5. Time's going to be stopped here, and Haddonfield does call another timeout. This time we will take a break. 36 seconds left in the first half. Woodbury trying to defend their lead going into the halftime break. We'll be right back. 14-7 in favor of the Thundering Herd. Back on air. 36 seconds left. Haddonfield 4th and 1 from the 6. LaFegas has the ball and just over the head of number 33, Cormac Flanagan. And that will be a turnover on downs, but still not a great field position for Woodbury.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And Woodbury will have 31 seconds to drive it down the field. I mean, we'll see if they even go for something here. You don't want to screw up and, lose the football and really bite off more than you can chew. I think in this situation there's a good morale behind keeping it conservative and keeping it light, especially considering they do get the ball back to start the second half. And Woodbury does lead 14-7 after Haddonfield took the lead. They will kneel. I think they're going to need to kneel one more time. So, I had a feeling that was going to happen. I mean, there's really no need to go that crazy because guess what? You're in the lead and you're going to go to the half up by 7. That's exactly what they'll do. So Woodbury takes a knee to end the half. And after 2 quarters, it is Woodbury 14, Haddonfield 7. A great game so far, and Haddonfield has been, they got the first laugh, and Woodbury seems to be getting the last laugh at the moment. We will take a quick break, and we'll be back with the DWB Halftime Show presented by Harper Driving School right after this.
This year, the band is on an adventure to find
In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
Last throw, are you ready for some more action?
The dangerous adrenaline wrestling gladiators will rock South Jersey on Saturday, September 28th in Riverton. Dog wrestling makes their debut at the Sacred Heart Church with a powerful lineup, including reigning champion Breaker Moran, former WWE Tag Team Superstar Tank Toland, and a special appearance by ECW original Jim Molyneux. Nearly 20 high-flying competitors are slated for this event, sure to be an all-time classic in South Jersey, with an amazing night of professional wrestling action planned for you. Dog wrestling at the Sacred Heart Church, 104 4th Street, Riverton, on Saturday, September 28th at 7:30. Tickets are only $20. For more information, visit dogprowrestling.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, getting ready to start the second half here from Woodbury High. And, big thing that's defined this first half was penalties. Big thing about what we've been able to do here at Woodbury is talk about how this game has progressed. And there's just been a lot of progressing, I'll tell you that. There's Ben Haddonfield getting the first dance, if you will. They got in the end zone early. And Woodbury didn't seem like they had much of an answer on defense. We thought it was going to be a multi-possession game. Now things are different. Woodbury's back in the driver's seat, and they received the ball to start the second half. So I think Woodbury might score this opening drive of the half. It's certainly not impossible, and I think these guys are on a good trajectory here in their first game of the season. Like we said, Haddonfield already won their Week 0 game versus Burlington City, and Woodbury didn't have one. This is their season debut, so we'll see what's going on. But everybody's stretching over on the sideline. But the big thing, no injury timeouts. No cramps, no funny business, because you might remember from last Friday, Collingswood Clayton with a 39-minute first quarter. And now they're going to try to get back into this one and make it a little bit easier for everybody involved. So 24 minutes to go. We'll be right back, 14-7. Woodbury up front on Haddonfield. One half down, one half to go here at Woodbury High School here bright and early, and it certainly has gotten bright here on the field. We were worried about some rain, but now the only thing raining down on the field is a whole bunch of offense. 14-7 at the end of the first half. Woodbury started out with a slow start, giving up an easy touchdown to the Bulldogs. And now they are back in the driver's seat with back-to-back TDs and 3 interceptions off of quarterback Junior Van Lefakis. That one's a line drive. That will be out of bounds. Flag will come out at the 10 for kicking out of bounds.
It's one of the options.
So after the kicking out of bounds penalty, Woodbury will pick this one up at the 35. Holmes in the shotgun. Drops this one to the right side. It's caught on the near sideline to number 10, Orlando Concepcion. He drops a towel, and that'll be enough for about 7 or 8 yards. We'll see where they spot this one. It's going to be a good gain for Woodbury, and it will go to 42. Second and short now for the Thundering Herd. Last night's game between Camden and Kingsway was the first football game this year to be more than a 2-possession game. Over 40%. Or hold on here, as here comes a pass to the right side. Completed to number 3, Elijah Young, and that one goes out of bounds. But it'll be another Woodbury first down. First and 10 near the 46 for the Thundering Herd as we get started on this drive. Our opening drive of the first half, like we said, keeping it conservative, taking a knee at the end of the first half to get themselves a good start and to, leave no stone unturned. A snap to the left, and a carry by Kadeem Woods gets stopped for a loss, about maybe a yard or 2. Holmes dropping back. Lines a pass to the near sideline again. Ripping around Marquise Taylor. Shut bounds just ahead of the line of scrimmage, and after a loss on that previous rush, that'll be a gain of about 6 yards, and it'll be 3rd and 6 from the 49. This broadcast is brought to you by our good friends over at Harper Driving School. Over 95% of students pass their driving test with Harper on the first attempt. If you like those odds, book an appointment today at Suite 4 of the Total Turf Complex in Pittman, right off of Lambs Road. This will be to the left side, caught by Woods. It'll be short of a first. They will get it across the 50 to the 47, and it will be 4th and short. I don't know how I did that. I knocked over a closed water bottle. It landed on its side and then landed right side up. It's 2017 all over again. I know. All we need is a fidget spinner and we'll travel back in time. Woodbury will punt this one away on 4th and short. Just need to get better field position on this punt. Their 4th punt of the evening. Oh, it's going to be muffed. I think Haddonfield touched it. Are they going to punt for a first down? Yes. How about it? A punt for a 40-yard gain. You do not get much better than that as Woodbury lucks itself into punting for a first down. I don't think I've seen that one at all this year. And Haddonfield has had their problems on special teams, especially on returns. And they again continue to show concerns on the punt return specifically. A low snap from Holmes. Handoff to Woods. Not going to get anywhere on that one. Wall of Bulldogs on that one. Brings up second down. I mean, regardless of how that play turned out, what an effort by Woodbury to basically punt the ball forward for 35 yards. And they now set up shop from the opposing 25.
Hey, Palace. Yeah. God bless. Everybody knows. Yeah.
That one is over the middle. Trouble. Holmes gets swallowed up. This will be a huge missed opportunity, especially after punting for a first down. Now it's going to be 3rd and 11. Holmes again rushing out towards the right, lines a pass, caught by Taylor again. By the way, at the end of the first quarter, Salem and Cinnaminson are tied 7-7. Audubon trails Paulsboro 22-7 at the half in Audubon's season opener at home. And also still 22-6 Glassboro over Haddon Heights in the third quarter. In Shore Conference play, Lacey and Ocean tied at 0-0 10 minutes in. And that is incomplete, as in Ocean Township. Intended for Concepcion. So a Haddonfield will take over on downs after a turnover. And of course, not a whole lot of out-of-town scores going on because it is a Saturday morning, but a heck of a lot of out-of-town scores from last night. Clayton beat Mastery Camden 47-6. Lawrence beat Maple Shade 26-6. Holy Cross Prep shut out Wildwood 25-zip. And Holy Spirit shut out Oakcrest 39-0. Cherokee took Lenape to a 27-10 final, as now we've got a man in motion. Here comes the handoff. Flanagan was the man in motion. They'll get that one across to the 29. Burlington City beat Bordentown by an unusual score of 20-2 last night. Camden, our feature game last night, shut out Kingsway 30-0. Delran took care of Ewing in their home opener 41-7. Morris Catholic took Gloucester Catholic to the wire in a 17-14 final. Millville took easy business of Atlantic City 49-6, and Cedar Creek took easy work of Absegami 41-6. Here's the handoff to 25 to Brody Leonard, who was the rushing leader last week versus Burlington City. It'll be 3rd down. No, they're going to move that one across for a first. Lakewood beat Asbury Park in a high-scoring shootout, 52-40. Mainland beat Hamilton easily, 37-6. Rancocas Valley in a topsy-turvy game versus Pleasantville, won 44-20. Timber Creek took Notre Dame to the wire, winning 27-24. Pennsgrove shut out Deptford 34-0. Now here's the handoff up the middle. Another gain of about 6. It goes to the 40. It'll be 2nd and short. Hollingswood beat Overbrook 12-6. Their running back Caden Luby, who rushed for 150 yards and 4 touchdowns versus Clayton in week 0, went down with a bad knee injury, having to leave the game. St. Augustine beat Paul 6 29-0. Buna got their first win under new head coach Kyle Brown, 40-12. Ocean City shut out Eastern 23-0. Triton beat Middle Township and the Panthers last night 22-13. Steinert beat Cherry Hill West 21-7. Barnegat beat Freehold Borough 47-23. Let's see what else is on the South Jersey side. In South Jersey Group 1, Manville beat Hopatcong 33-0. Yes, Manville is classified as South Jersey Group 1. Didn't think that was possible, but after a new set of downs for Haddonfield, gets stopped at the line of scrimmage. Bridgeton got their second consecutive win last night, beating Clearview 42-0. Clearview got shut out for the second straight night in a row. Camden Eastside took care of Willingboro 20-6. And not too many games left. Shawnee beat Williamstown 27-7. Pittman opened their home slate versus Sterling with a 34-7 win. Southern shut out Manchester Township 26-0. And Bishop Eustace beat Palmyra 29-6. West Deptford took Pennsville to the buzzer. And with a thrilling 29-26 win, Al Muskowitz was there. Washington Township beat Pennsauken 28-7. Woodstown took Delsey to overtime, winning 14-13 thanks to a missed extra point by Delsey. And then finally on the leisure, not too much. That last game that we mentioned there, Seneca beat Morristown 35-7. So a lot of blowouts, except for a select few last night. That's going to be another first down for Haddonfield, and they finally seem like they're getting somewhat of a rhythm here as we have been blazing through this third quarter. Already 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in the quarter. And Haddonfield looking to tie up this game and make that road a little bit easier for themselves and a little more difficult for Woodbury. Pass is caught on the ground by Stephen Kennedy.
It's really come down to a lot of turnovers and defense. Both defenses have been playing very good against these offenses, especially in the passing game.
Second and short, converts for another first down. I mean, Haddonfield's on a roll. They're getting first down after first down after first down, and that's never going to be easy to overcome.
Oh, yeah. We are on the mark.
We do have an injury timeout. Clock is stopped with 3:34. That is Jason Solomon down on the far sideline.
Yeah. My son's down there now. Yeah.
So Solomon down there for Woodbury. He'll be helped up, and he will walk off under his own power. Hold on here. He might need a little bit of assistance to get off the field. That is not great for Woodbury. That is a big loss if this ends up being a problematic injury. If it's just a cramp, if it's just something he can walk off and try to play through later, that's a different story. Hand off, left side. Gets hit from behind. Mouthpiece comes flying out on the carry by number 32. It's like Alex Grimes, the fullback. You don't see a lot of fullbacks nowadays. But here we are. Audubon got a touchdown. They now trail 22-13 versus Paulsboro.
What are you doing? I had to just give you a half on that. In my car. What's that?
Handoff fake. QB keeper from La Vegas. Just a hair over 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Haddonfield driving. They're in the red zone at the 12. Third and mid-range. Handoff to Leonard. That gets stopped.
Down. That's where the real board down here. Just on the prison. Me, thundering dead stand.
Fourth, kind of maybe a yard or two. Leonard's got the ball. He's still pushing. No whistles. Whistles finally get blown around the 5-yard line, and that should be plenty for a Bulldogs first down.
First and goal.
We do have another Woodbury player down. That is number 5, Samir Pettit. We're going to take a quick break. 1:13. Actually, 1:11 now left in the third quarter. We'll be right back. 14-7. Woodbury leads, but Haddonfield driving very quickly.
Just a quick reminder that same time next week, 11 o'clock, the Thundering Herd will be taking on Salem. So put that on your radar screen, put that on your schedule, and hopefully we'll see everybody next week as well.
At the goal line, it's first and goal. Timeout called by the Haddon.
Football call. Talk a little bit more. One back. And 105, and we need to stay forward.
The Haddonfield breaks this timeout of the half. 1:05 now left in quarter number 3. A quarter that was blazing fast now comes to a very screeching halt. This marching band. They're getting hyped up, and so is the Woodbury defense looking to make a stop. First and goal. Haddonfield making a very abrupt change. Under center, got a handoff to the right side. It's going to be tough. Haddonfield's got their hands up. And so do the Pinstripes. That's a touchdown, Bulldogs. As the rush to the right side from 4 yards out from Mike Keenan will tie the game.
Looks like he hit the 5 on there. Let's do a little count.
Wait a second here. There's a lot of confusion there. We couldn't see the referee. And now we're going to have a very quick switcheroo from a 2-point line to a 1-pointer. They will look to tie this game. It'll be sent away. It is up, away, and good. Through the center by number 10, that being Dan Keenan, as his brother Mike, his twin brother, Mike Keenan, scores the touchdown. We've got 56 seconds left in quarter number 3, and we'll take a quick break as Woodbury will receive the ball with a tie game. We're back with a hair under a minute left after Haddonfield's Muddle Huddle turns into a PAT. A successful one. They're for 2 tonight. It's 15 all. Woodbury went for 2 their first touchdown. It failed. They're now 1 for 2 on 2-point conversions. He returned by Taylor, who gets a block. It gets put at the 35.
By number 52. Everybody didn't just guess it already. If you don't really see them in the school, they're not playing the same. I've got some athletes in there,
Why?
So 45 seconds left. Woodbury getting the ball back near the tail end of the third quarter, and some of those cramp issues are starting to affect both teams. You know, we were talking about the first half being relatively clean and not having any issues, but now the story is a little different. Seeing a couple of those on the Woodbury sideline, including Jason Solomon, who has not returned to the game since coming out with about 5 minutes left. Oh, a big hit. Carry by number 14, Kari Brown, who stays on his feet for about 6 yards.
Second and
Second and 6 after the carry by the junior, who we haven't seen a whole lot of, Kari Brown. That'll be second to mid-range and 41. Yeah, they're going to let this one run out. So, at the end of the third quarter, we are all tied up, and it will go down to the final 12 minutes here at Woodbury High School. It is 14 all as Haddonfield punches home a touchdown with a minute left, converts on the PAT, and we'll be right back after this. 14-14. In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
Yeah. Doesn't work out, it's break out. You could hear them all.
In the final 12 minutes here from Woodbury, they get this ball from their own 41, 2nd and 4. Holmes dropping back, goes to his left, hit as he throws. This one is deep. It is caught. Double coverage. Marquise Taylor, and the one across the field to the 35. There you go, Woodbury. I mean, they needed a little bit of spark there to start the quarter. Seemed like they were going back to their first quarter ways where they just weren't getting any luck, no momentum. And now they are back, looking to keep this one alive for the Thundering Herd. Is now a rush to the right side, again by Kareed Brown.
Number 24, 31 to the front, Huck Young and 32, Jones.
Get nice and rowdy here in Woodbury. The cheerleaders and the marching band, 2nd and 9 from the opposing 32. Sending a man in motion, that being Elijah Young. Hands this one off again to Brown. Brown blocks a tackler and gets maybe 2 yards across the 30. Tackled by Hutch Ryan for Haddonfield. Third down and 6. Cuts off to the right, caught by Young. They drop the pylon, and he gets dropped at the 19. And Elijah Young will easily get a Paulsboro first down, a Woodbury first down. Speaking of Paulsboro, it's now 30-13. Big thanks to our good friends over at Audubon for giving us updates. My old alma mater, some good friends over there.
And that is
First and 10, now on the doorstep of the red zone from the 22. They've been in this situation a couple of times tonight. Now pitching this back to the right. Flag in the line of scrimmage. Finally, whistles are blown and a lot of shoving late. We'll see what this flag's all about. Play on the offense. The personal foul there, or a holding rather. Holding in the offense.
Right. So, we get back.
Ten minutes left in regulation. And after the penalty on Woodbury, the holding call. He's in trouble. Fends off a tackler. This is deep. We've got another flag. But where's this going to go? On the Haddonfield defense, Woodbury's sideline seems to be happy about it. We'll see. We'll see what the White-Cap has to say. If it's another hold, that's certainly a killer for the drive. We've got a face mask. Haddonfield defensive face mask. Everybody's yelling at the chain crew, and we've got A carry by Thomas. A couple of shoves in the line of scrimmage. There's a lot of confusion here. People are confused about why it's not 1st and 10 and it's still 1st and 15. But the ref said 5-yard penalty on the face mask. I read the words out of his lips. It was a 5-yard penalty on the face mask.
This game, there's been so many penalties all across the board. Like,
most of them have been on Woodbury, and that was one of their lucky breaks.
They keep doing it like every 5 plays flag.
Basically. And Woodbury's been hit with some hefty penalties tonight, so it's definitely a positive sign for the Thundering Herd as that ball comes out. Is that a fumble? We've got everybody flying around the line of scrimmage. Haddonfield sideline is going bonkers. And it will be Brody Leonard who recovers, and Haddonfield will get the ball back with 9 minutes left in regulation. Referee sorting this out. They will spot the ball. I mean, I was just confused about the whole line of scrimmage fiasco, but Haddonfield gets a very nice turnover after having some unfortunate turnovers earlier in this game. I mean, look, Van Lefficus has thrown 3 picks already, and now a breakaway tackle by Leonard gets him about 9 yards at the 39. It'll be short of a first, but by about a yard, not too much there. Sweeping back over the middle. And at the line of scrimmage, it looks like, but a couple of inches can make or break this drive. You can make or break this possession. Third and short, handoff, ball gets loose. Who's got it? Woodbury says it's their ball, and it will be their ball. They turn it over again. Back-to-back fumbles, and the Thundering Herd get the ball back with a hair under 8 left. That is huge. I honestly thought if Haddonfield was going to drive down the field again and score like they did at the tail end of the third quarter, thought they wouldn't have stood a chance, and I thought Woodbury would have had their backs against the wall, but that is a big turn of events. Haddonfield has been just rough, really rough with turnovers tonight. 3 picks, a fumbled punt return that turned into basically a punt for positive 35 yards. And now a handful of fumbles at the line of scrimmage on what was 3rd and short as well. Woodbury now takes over and looking to defend their home turf. Timeout's going to be called on the Thundering Herd, and we will take a quick break. 7:51 left in regulation, and this is a big drive coming up for the Herd. We're all knotted up 14-14 right after this.
Garden State Pet Center is an independently owned full-service pet store. Our specialty is promoting companionship between people and animals by providing the healthiest product choices available, including all-natural foods, supplements that support and relieve health issues, and innovative products for pet parents. Our goal is to provide our customers with a relaxing environment, and while we're not striving to be the biggest store on the East Coast, we're striving to be the best. No other pet store will make you feel at home like we do. At Garden State Pet Center, we view pets as members of the family. We don't believe in fast, high-pressure sales, but instead matching up the right pet with the right owners, as you are making a lifelong commitment. Together with our team members, we would like your visit to our store to be both enjoyable and educational. Simply drop in and take a look around. View the birds, reptiles, small animals, toys, food, cages, and miscellaneous items. Learn of the services we have to offer and decide for yourself if this is the store you'd like to call your home away from.
Haddonfield and Woodbury tied up 14-14. Here midway through the fourth quarter, Woodbury gets the ball back after a fumble. after Haddonfield started their own drive with a fumble recovery by Brody Leonard. Going over to the left side, QB keeper for Tim Holmes gets about a yard after the line of scrimmage, with Woodbury starting their drive on the opposing 38. Some out-of-town scores. Cinnaminson leads Salem 14-7 at the end of the first half. And at the end of the third quarter, Glassboro leads Haddon Heights 22-6. Holmes immediately dumps a pass off to the right side. It's caught. He's got room. It's a first down. As Taylor makes the play. Woodbury trying to advance the ball here, down by down, play by play, foot by foot. It'll be a gain of about 3.
Yeah, that's what I have a real good quarterback. Yeah, he was.
Dropping back, Holmes lines pass up middle to Taylor. It's caught. He's got room, gets a couple blocks, and finally gets knocked out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. And Woodbury's going to get in the red zone here late in the drive. We've got whistles blowing for a Haddonfield player down. Looks like that is number 15, Martin Faust, the senior and team captain, one of 4 team captains for this game, along with fullback Alex Grimes, wide receiver Stephen Kennedy, and Martin Faust, and lineman Mike Furia.
Yeah. When they won the state. Beating Knoxville. And it was yeah. Okay. And the team coaches, Lashiro?
Anthony Redmond Jr. inside.
Okay, very good.
5:46 here in quarter number 4. 1st and 10 from the 12. Not at the goal line down marker yet. Still have another set of downs to go, but they're 12 yards out from taking the lead with 6 minutes left. Holmes looks over the middle. Incomplete. Intended for Taylor, who really great candidate for player of the game tonight. But you got to remember, the main guy who was the passing, the passing brigade was Jaden Johnson last year as the senior. And think about it this way. He was listed as a wide receiver on the roster. They haven't had a true quarterback like Tim Holmes in a while. And they're going to have 3 years to develop his game. He's a very efficient passer. And what I like about him is that he's able to scan all options very quickly, but he's also able to dump off a pass very quickly. It's like the ability of a catch-and-shoot jumper in the NBA. You can basically dump off a pass whenever you can, and you can be efficient with it. Holmes gets knocked down at the line of scrimmage, maybe a loss of 1. But it will be 3rd down. Ray on the tackle for the Bulldogs. I'll make a quick switch here before the play. 3rd and 12. 1st down marker is in between the 2 and the 3 yard line. And Woodbury needs to get on the board here. And they're going to let this one fly. It'll air out to the back of the touchdown! The Thundering Herd strike again with a catch in the corner zone. And the Herd lead 2014. I think that was Taylor in the back of the end zone again. Excellent from Woodbury there. Excellent execution. They got the energy back up, and that's all they needed. Now with Fabian Gonzalez, the senior kicker, on to send away to PAT. Now, let's make it a quick change, and Anthony Reagan calls a timeout. I think there was a personnel issue there. There were a lot of screams going on the sideline. Somebody was confused about something, and Woodbury calls their second timeout of the fourth quarter and of the second half. We'll be right back. Under 5 minutes to play, and Woodbury will attempt a PAT right after this. Under 5 minutes to play, Woodbury will go for a PAT with Fabian Gonzalez. They've gone 1 for 2 on 2-point conversions, and now the kick will be blocked. The kick is dead. And that could be big if Haddonfield comes back with 4:56 left. With that PAT being blocked, you could say a lot of things about what Haddonfield can do. Woodbury is staying on the field. There's a disagreement or something. Anthony Reagan out there and the entire Woodbury staff, their offense, their special teams unit is still on the field with some sort of vehement disagreement with the referees. They've got to get their players off the field. And the coaches will settle whatever it is. Sounds like they're trying to set... Now, they're going to bring in the referees here. Because Woodbury might have a solid point. I don't know. Solid. All the officials are going to talk here. There's a very unhappy Anthony Reagan. I mean, think about it this way. It's not like Haddonfield has to rush down the field in a minute. They've got 5 minutes to burn. We saw it with Collingswood last Friday. It is entirely possible that they can pull something off. And if Haddonfield makes a PAT, which they've made easily 2 for 2 tonight, that could be the difference between a game winner and a game loser, basically. But that's what happened with Delsey and Woodstown last night. The game went to overtime. Both teams scored. But the difference in that game was that Woodstown made their extra point and Delsey's missed. And this is one of those games where it could very well go down to who kicks the final extra point. For those just joining us, you've joined at a very good time, 20-14 in the final 5 minutes of regulation. That one's a high-flying kick. That's going to bring him back to the 5-yard line. How about that from Woodbury? That's going to set up something at the 25, but he's still got a block. He's still on his feet. And after all that, after an incredibly strong kickoff, it knocks them back. And Haddonfield will set up at the 35 with good field position.
It's the longest down there in the book. You want the next to start in for a lead, what's kickoff? Look, because what's his name inside is on fire. First, he had that video from their own first pass.
First and 10, Haddonfield on a legacy drive from the 35. Handoff to Keenan, who scored the last touchdown for the Bulldawgs, gets a block and gets up to the 45. They are going to move the first down markers, so one play and a new set of downs, and whistles are blown here for a down Woodbury player, Amir Arnold. I mean, what did we say last Friday? That Collingswood beat Clayton 30-26, and the game changer in that game was clock management. Collingswood was able to burn 30 yards and burn 5 minutes off the clock in the fourth quarter, and it forced Clayton to turn on the Jets and force them to pass, which is something that they didn't do, at least not well. And they lost the game because of that. And we saw the inverse last Saturday with Pennsgrove and Paulsboro. Pennsgrove had the ball. They wasted too much time. And then they lost the game because now they had to pass. And they had to throw the ball down the field because they took too much time off the clock. So Haddonfield has to make sure they do more of a Collingswood than a Pennsgrove. They have to make sure it's imperative that what these guys do doesn't turn out to turn the tables on them and end up hitting them in the foot. What you have to do, it's clock management at its finest, but there's only a certain number of teams that can do it well. And if you are good at clock management, in a situation like this, you can be confident that your team's going to win the ball game. With Woodbury's PAT being blocked, like we said, if Haddonfield wins this game, I want to look back at that fourth quarter and that PAT being blocked, because Woodbury was not happy about it. They had some issues with the PAT, like somebody jumping over the line with no flags called. And I think Woodbury's going to be looking at that footage a lot if this game doesn't go their way. Handoff over the middle to Brody Leonard. Gets stopped, and it'll be second down.
This is deja vu from Paulsboro versus Pennsgrove. A few minutes left, game-winning drive, down by one score. But you don't want to waste too much time, like Pennsgrove did. Keep running the ball, and then when it came down in the end, they couldn't do anything.
I mean, it's a game of cat and mouse. You can't waste not enough time, because then Woodbury can drive the ball down the field. And you can't waste too much time, or else you panic yourself and don't make the right play. The QB keeper gets a couple of yards out of that, and that was a disastrous play that ended up working on the self-carry by Dan Keenan. Took that one himself on a direct snap. And it'll be 3rd and 4 across the 50 on the opposing 48. Another one back to Keenan. That's going to be stopped, and it's going to be 4th down. 3 minutes left and counting now. What do we say about wasting too much time? These guys don't have a lot of urgency. Fourth down and 5. Directly on the 50-yard line. A stop here makes Haddonfield's path to a 2-0 start that much more difficult. Listen to this crowd. Listen to the marching band. A pass over is caught, but where is it? It should be enough for a first down. Yeah, it's good enough from about 2 yards. And Haddonfield does get the ball for another go. 2:27 and counting. But now we're starting to have another Pennsgrove situation. How much time do you have? You've got 2 minutes. You've got 42 yards to score. And you can't get a field goal to win the game. You need a touchdown and a PAT to send this game home in regulation. 2 minutes left. Here comes the snap directly to Dan Keenan, who will get a couple yards. And he will get stopped. But no, he's going to get stopped. He's still on his way from 42 yards out. He's got a touchdown, no flags. Dan Keenan on the direct snap finds his way into the visiting end zone. There's a Woodbury player down, but Haddonfield just pulled off the improbable on a direct snap to Keenan. Dan Keenan, the sophomore, who has scored a touchdown along there with his brother, who plays both sides of the ball in the secondary and on the rushing attack. Mike Keenan have both scored. And down for Woodbury's number 78, James Noel. Or I'm sorry, not James Noel. Number 72, Julian Dunbar. It's also not Julian Dunbar. Okay, I'm wrong. But there is a Woodbury player down on the near sideline at midfield. Well, now this stoppage also kind of resets everything if you think about it. You know, the way these guys are operating right now, you got to think about that's number 75, Mustafa Moody. Now Haddonfield gets to attempt a PAT with 1:54 left. Now with Cormac Flanagan as the punter and with Dan Keenan as the kicker, they're 2 for 2 tonight. So they have made both of their PATs, and both of them were pretty easy. So now they've got another chance to make it 3 for 3 and make it 21-20. Holding is the quarterback Leficus. The snap is good. It is up, away, and good. 21-20. And Haddonfield got that PAT that Woodbury was afraid of, and now they've got 1:54. The extra point might make the difference in this game, and a highly contested point after attempt as well. You know, whether Woodbury disagrees with that call, unfortunately for them, the call stands. There's nothing they can do about it now. And they now have 114 seconds to get the ball into the end zone. Maybe if they get a good kickoff return, if you can set up a chip shot field goal in the final play, who knows? But we'll be right back. Woodbury will receive the kickoff after Haddonfield scores a 42-yard touchdown by Dan Keenan. We'll be right back.
Garden State Pet Center is an independently owned full...
Last ball, are you ready for some more action?
The dangerous adrenaline wrestling gladiators will rock South Jersey on Saturday, September 28th in Riverton. Dog Wrestling makes their debut at the Sacred Heart Church with a powerful lineup, including reigning champion Breaker Moran, former WWE Tag Team Superstar Tank Toland, and a special appearance by ECW original Jim Molyneux. Nearly 20 high-flying competitors are slated for this event, sure to be an all-time classic in South Jersey, with an amazing night of professional wrestling action planned for you. Dog Wrestling at the Sacred Heart Church, 104 4th Street, Riverton, on Saturday, September 28th at 7:30. Tickets are only $20. For more information, visit dogprowrestling.com.
.154 left in quarter number 4. Haddonfield will send this one away. Number 33, Cormac Flanagan. Low-hanging kick. It's muffed. Picked up to the 25. Now he's got a block. He's up to the 42. And he turned nothing into something there. He made something out of nothing. Samir Pettit on the return. Either Samir Pettit or Elijah Young didn't follow the ball too well there, but Woodbury will take this one over at their own 42 with 1:47 left, but Haddonfield played that drive perfectly. They just happened to get the breakaway that they've been looking for all night, especially from a guy like Dan Keenan on a direct snap, too. Was just catching Woodbury off guard left and right, and now getting them into the end zone. So Haddonfield in the lead by 1. Woodbury can win it with a chip shot field goal. It is taken in by number 8, Marquise Taylor. And these guys got to, you see that coach on the sideline. He says, hurry it up, hurry it up. You don't have time to dilly-dally here.
Saints need to get down to within the red zone. They can get a field goal.
I wouldn't even say the red zone. This is South Jersey Group 1 we're talking about. I'd say like extra point range if it all comes down to it. But they've burned about 20 seconds off the clock. In the huddle, Hudson Holmes gets out of it and throws the pass away. And now 1:12 as the clock stops. Haddonfield putting the pressure on the defensive line, on the offensive line. They've certainly put the pressure on in all facets of defense tonight. And it's been very important to see how Woodbury has been able to adapt themselves over this time. And here we go, 1:12, 3rd and 10 after the ball was thrown away. He almost went for a home run ball. Now he gets hit, stays on his feet, gets hit again. Now dumps a pass off, incomplete. 4th down. I mean, he had a guy right there with Orlando Conception. He could have underhanded the ball to him and he would have caught it. He had some room, and I'm sure Orlando's not happy about that one. I mean, that ball was right his way. It was right up his alley. Could have cut it down the sideline and burned off some time, but Haddonfield is one play away on 4th and 10 from coming home victorious thanks to a blocked PAT all the way back earlier in this 4th quarter. This crowd on both sides are loud. And here is Holmes. He's under pressure. The throw is caught. It's a 1st down. He's out of he is yeah, they're going to move it up. 1st down Woodbury. 52 seconds left on the reception. I think that's Taylor again. Yeah, that is Marquise Taylor. They give him a quick swig of Gatorade on the sideline. We've got 52 seconds left. When he caught the ball, he went out of bounds. But Woodbury just saved their drive. They just saved the game. Now under a minute left. Holmes again to the left side. He's mobile. He's got 2 guys on him, and he gets sacked out of bounds. He had to let that ball go, and he didn't. Number 53, Logan Ray, and number 69, Matt Rudder, in for both half sacks. And now Rudder is down on the Woodbury sideline. 46 seconds left, and Woodbury takes a hefty sack. That'll be a loss of 3. That's where it's looking like now. They'll spot it.
This game was such a roller coaster.
It's been a roller coaster on both sides, yeah. Matt Rudder gets that one up. But, I mean, this game is still not over by any means for Woodbury, but that sack obviously makes it a little bit more difficult. The good thing is, obviously not the injury timeout, but the fact that the clock stopped, and not only that, the sack pushed Holmes out of bounds. So that also stops the clock, even with a bit of a loss. Haddonfield is loud. You can hear him 300 feet away here in the press box. He's in trouble again. Hit as he throws. It's deep. It's almost picked off. And broken up by number 3, Mike Keenan. There's a bit of friendly sportsmanship on both sides there. And it's now 3rd down and 13. 39 seconds left. 21-20. Haddonfield up, making a quick substitution on defense. Again with the incompletion. I mean, Holmes was lucky to get that ball off and avoid another sack. He was lucky that they weren't backed up to 3rd and 20 with the clock running. Now the clock stopped with 40 seconds, and 3rd and 13 after the incompletion intended for Marquise Taylor, who's been the star receiver for the Thundering Herd tonight. Here's Holmes, dropping back again. He's got a little more room this time. It's up, and it's dropped, but he's hit late. He was hit after the ball came out of his hands, and he is down. A huge hit by Mike Keenan. Coming up is Elijah Young, and that now sets up 4th and long. Well, this game could come down to the buzzer if Woodbury converts on a 4th and 13. I mean, heck, Camden converted on a 3rd and 25 last night. Anything's possible, but the Haddon's crowd almost all standing. all along the visiting sideline with a very excited defense in tow. They've broken up a couple of passes. They've rattled Holmes a couple of times in this drive. Now, one more play to decide the victor of tonight's game. Fourth and 13. Holmes drops back. He's got room. It is caught. But is it in bounds? It should be good. Are they saying yes? Hold on here. That was close. That was very close. All right, offense stays on the field. Woodbury first down. 27 seconds left. They just saved the game again. I can't believe that. Holmes again from the shotgun. Up the middle. Almost got picked. A slew of players come flying together. Taylor and Steve Kennedy. 2nd and 10 now after the incompletion. 22.7. Remember, you only need 2 points to win. So a chip shot field goal would win it, but how much confidence do you have in Fabian Gonzalez? With that PAT being blocked earlier in the fourth quarter, I mean, like I said, let's get a reality check here. This is South Jersey Group 1. More likely than not, they're going to go for the big ticket, then go for a chip shot field goal. Usually it's the big schools that have those specialty kickers and punters. Holmes again. He cuts to the right. He finds room. He's got a blocker. He will cut to the sideline, and he will get out at a first down with 14 on the clock. That will stop the clock with 14 seconds left. So, 14 seconds. From the 21. Holmes, not a lot of time left, lets it fly. Kicked off in the end zone. He will slide it, and Haddonfield will escape. We do have flags. Hold on here. No flags. No flags on the play. Sorry, I heard something different. Thought I saw a yellow flag. But no, Haddonfield interception to win it. From Mike Keenan, the Keenan brothers, who have both been integral parts of this Haddonfield defense, on their own 2-yard line. With 6 seconds left, will end at the buzzer. 21-20. What an incredible finish for this Haddonfield team. They come into Woodbury, and they trailed for most of the night. And now they take this one home in week 1, 21-20. And it turns out the go-ahead score, the go-ahead point, and what won them the game was a blocked PAT about 15 minutes ago. Wow. That is incredible. What a finish. A pick in the end zone to end it as it comes down to the buzzer, and it comes all the way down to a blocked point after, as these guys will shake hands at the 50. An incredible game from these two teams. Woodbury should not hold their heads low. They played a heck of a 48-minute contest tonight. And look, they led for the most part. They led 14-7. They led, 21-14. They were doing good, 20-14. But that blocked PAT was what did it. Dan Keenan getting into the end zone, a 42-yard direct snap TD was what won that game. And there's not a lot you can say that ends up changing the story much. But man, for our first of 4 games with Woodbury this year, a heck of a performance from the Thundering Herd. And I mean, they should be able to take care of business versus Salem. I'm not gonna make any foreshadowing predictions, but Haddonfield starts off their season 2-0 with a thrilling 22-12 win over Burlington City last Thursday, and now a 21-20 squeaker over Woodbury, as an extra point is what decides the winner and loser of tonight's game. We will not be at Rowan College today for a soccer game between Fashion Tech and RCSJ. Right now it's 1:35. By the time we break down all the equipment and take care of what we need to do, we are not going to get to the college in time to start the game, so we apologize. We will be there tomorrow on Sunday for women's soccer at 1 o'clock between the Suffolk County Sharks and the RCSJ Roadrunners. So from our entire crew here at Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, our social media coordinators, Brandon the Kagerland and Keely Curran, our graphics crew, Gavin Van Rel, Caleb Lane, and Nelson Reeves, my producer, Vincent Focht, my wonderful color commentator, Jacob Steidler, I'm Dan Wilkins. We will see you tomorrow on the pitch of Tanyard Road in Sewell for RCSJ and Suffolk County. And then our next football broadcast will be Friday, September 13th, between the Vineland Fighting Clan and the Eastern Vikings. That'll be all for us tonight. 21-20. Haddonfield wins in a thriller. And until we meet again, have a good one, folks.